We love when you guys hit us up on email and tell us, like, hey, whatever happened to blank? Because frankly, we just forget. So we've dedicated a couple of segments each Thursday to follow up on different storylines that, frankly, we have forgotten about that you guys remind us about. So we call it Follow Up Thursday. And in this case, I remember this one. Mm-hmm. It was like a woman, I think Kate here was telling us she's
Katie.
The one that... Katie? Is that how you spell Katie?
Well, I mean, it can be.
Cadye.
I would pronounce it Katie.
Yeah, it's Katie.
Okay.
Katie.
Right.
That's different.
So she writes, at least a year ago, there was a lady who gained weight during quarantine. She goes back into the office, and everyone thought she was pregnant because she had gained the weight. She took the maternity leave. I forgot about that part. And tried to find another job.
Yeah, I forgot about that part too.
Okay.
All right, so we first heard from Erica in early August 2021. She'd been working virtually during the pandemic and gained a significant amount of weight during the quarantine. After quarantining for months, everyone went back to work at her office and people assumed she was pregnant. Somebody even asked the question no one should ever ask, when are you due? And Erica just ran with it and answered December 2021. She had a meeting with her boss to discuss maternity leave. She tried to work up the courage to tell her boss the truth, but couldn't bring herself to do it. She told her boss she was nervous about COVID and that she was hoping to return to work virtually. He agreed. She was going to use the time working at home to look for a new job and hopefully find one before her maternity leave. When we followed up with Erica last December, she had not found a job. The further she let it go, the worse it got. She'd been working from home for months and never came clean about the non-pregnancy. She was too embarrassed. She avoided Zoom calls, and for the one Zoom she couldn't get out of, she angled the camera up to avoid her body. So December 2021 was the month that her baby was supposedly due, and she still hadn't told them. In a panic, she told her boss that she didn't plan to return to work after her maternity leave. Her office was going to throw her a virtual baby shower.
That's right. I forgot about all of this. That's right.
They asked for a link to her baby registry, which she didn't have. Erica told them she hadn't registered for anything, but she had it all taken care of from family members. Erica was told something would be dropped off at her house the morning of her virtual shower. They said not to open it until they were all on Zoom. Whatever happened. I forgot how much this spiraled out of control.
It's kind of a little heartbreaking, actually.
I know.
She just couldn't come in there and go, COVID, and felt like she needed to hide that and create this whole storyline. But what has happened since? Because she didn't really give herself a whole bunch of wiggle room. So Mo has the email.
Hi, Bert Show. Thankfully, the entire chapter of my life is behind me. I do have a new job with some really wonderful coworkers. However, I know you aren't wanting to know about the new job. You are wanting to know about the new job. You want to know about the old one. As for the virtual shower, I got even more pathetic. I ended up contacting the person who was organizing it and asked her to please cancel the shower and have the gift returned. I told her that it was a personal preference of my husband and our families to not accept baby gifts from anyone. I told them that
You can always say, you know what gets you out of those things? It's a religious belief. Don't tell them what religion. Always gets you out of anything like that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they can't question
No
you,
one's
right?
going to question. You're like, okay, I understand. Then they start Googling, what religion doesn't accept gifts?
I told them that any item for our, quote, our baby would come out of our own pockets or our parents' pockets. I also told her that I felt awkward at showers or parties where I am the focus. I said that all I want is just happy thoughts and well wishes. I recall that she seemed disappointed and said that she would let everyone know. So instead of a baby shower and gifts, I just started getting cards in the mail. After my last day, I stopped getting contacted by them. I honestly have no idea if they ever realized the truth. I don't plan to ever see them, and I'm not keeping in touch with any of them. So either way, I am fine, and it doesn't bother me anymore.
Okay, so she had to bail. I mean, what else can you do at that point, right?
What else can you do?
God, that just sucks. Cass, can you speak to that just for a second here? Like, she goes into work, and she's feeling so bad about the weight that she has to lie about it and create this whole other storyline.
Well, that's what it is. When people are so embarrassed about being overweight and fat because there's such a stigma about it. I mean, that should tell you something. The embarrassment should have been on the person who assumed she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And in any world, you should just be able to say, why did you assume I'm pregnant? Like say it out loud. But because we feel such shame about any weight gain, I mean, we've seen it here. She would literally rather uphold this huge ruse, lie to everyone, and find a new job than admit that she was fat at the beginning. You know what I mean? And I'm not coming down on her at all. Like, I get the stigma and shame around it. It really sucks that she felt like she had to be put in that position.
And while I agree with everything that Cassie's saying, it was wrong of her to lie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and to go, like, especially to the length she did. Like, this is an instance where two things can be true at the same time. And it's like, if somebody says that to you, put them in their place and just be like, I'm not pregnant.
You know what I found of coming out of the heart of COVID? COVID is still a thing. But when we were all quarantined, is that I found just the opposite to be true. Like when you would see somebody for the first time in like 6 months, you'd say hi, and the first thing that they would say is like, hi. Look at all this weight that I put on. Just volunteering it.
Yeah.
That's because if you address it first, you take the power away. Because guaranteed, like in my experience, I know the other person is thinking it. Like, I know that they're noticing there's a difference. And so if I address it, it's like the elephant in the room is like, has been addressed. It's out of the room. So it's like weird defensive mechanisms and ways you go on the offense as a person who's gained weight or an overweight person to honestly protect your emotions.
God, it sucks you have to go through that.
The Bert Show.
So first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get the Bert Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.